Hello there, YouTubers. Welcome to Freaking Deep Jeep. My name is John, and this is how I start my afternoons, because I don't ever get going in the morning. And they got snow calling in. It's supposed to have been snowing by now. I think it's snowing in town about a mile down the road, but it's not snowing here yet. So I think I have to get out here and do something before the snow gets in. But I wanted to show you, I got the stand for one of the next tables going on. That's what it looks like. This is a table, not a coffee table. And you see all the white there? Well, it had a rock to it. It's no rock now. And what I did is I painted the bottom of it white, because that's crappy paint I had left over. And then I slid it on this back and forth on this table, flipped it down. I could see the high spots, and I grinded it off and got it down to where it doesn't have any wobble anymore. Another thing I'm thinking about doing, well, I got to do, is go down here. Well, I've already played in the boiler. I've been out a little bit. I got the plastic down, so if it does snow, it won't get on that, and keep it dry down here. I've already put a little bit of fuel in the beast. I got to put the snow plow on. And I got to go down and blow some leaves out of one of the sheds. That was that. You can't even see it. That was the thing of wood coming in. What I'm thinking about doing, because it seems to not stop raining, and I'm working on those tables. Kind of wandering around here, aren't we? I'd like to get some more tree trimming. Actually, I don't want to do more tree trimming, but I have to do some more tree trimming. We're going out to the greenhouse. What I'm thinking about doing is changing some of the wiring in the greenhouse. I guess you're probably getting winded on now. It's kind of brisk. So I want to, I keep working out back. Uh-oh. We'll turn the radio off so somebody doesn't get mad. Not a problem. Anyhow, what I did to conserve energy in here is I have a thermostat up here. It's about 30 degrees outside. I don't know what this is showing. 60. But it's a cold 60. I don't know how to explain that. Anyhow, what I did to conserve energy, I have a thermostat over here. It's right on the pipe. And what that does is when this gets down to 30, okay, or any time now, this thermostat will turn on. I got it set at 40. It must be, it's not running. It should be running the pump there. It gets this pipe, oh, you know, maybe it's above 40. Could anybody just come on and turn it off? I have no idea. Let me turn it on, see if it clicks. No, it ain't clicking. Oh, it clicked at 50. So this must be 50 degrees right now. But that keeps my pipes from freezing, and doesn't heat the whole greenhouse. But this thermostat up here heats the whole greenhouse. Okay, but I have it disconnected because right now I'm not heating the whole greenhouse. It still keeps it warm in here because that comes on and blows around and stuff like that. But what I'm thinking about doing, I went through my piles of switches and I found a double pole single throw. I think it's called single throw because it only goes that way and that way in my junk bin. And I'm thinking about hooking this up so I can switch from that thermostat to that thermostat, because I'm thinking about coming in here and doing some work in here on the those tables. It's a place that I'm not going to get rained on or snowed on or wind blown on. So anyhow, I'm kind of thinking about doing that. Excuse me. But right now I'm going to go put the snow plow on. Anti-snow thing. I shouldn't be doing an anti-snow dance. I should be doing a more snow dance, because I'd like to see, you know, 2 foot. I want to play with my snow blower. And 4 inches of snow isn't worth... It's not much harder to hook up the snow blower than it is to hook up the snow plow, but you just don't snow blow 4 inches of snow. That's just not... doesn't seem right. Anyhow, so that's what I'm going to do today, and I'll bring you by for what I can of it, and what I can't of it, I'll not bring you by. I got to go find... I got a tripod in here, I think. Yeah, I got a tripod in there. I'll take you down when I hook up the snow plow. So we'll be back in a little bit, waiting on the snow. Bye-bye. Here's just kind of one of the projects I want to get done. I like leaving the door open. When the door gets shut for a long period of time, it has a tendency to get musty inside of there. So if there isn't enough wind out here, but I don't like the leaves coming in, so it's a can't win situation, I guess. One leaf don't want to get out of there. Pretty exciting here, isn't it? I guess that's good enough for now. You guys have seen enough boring work. I'm gonna blow them out a little bit more, but it ain't too exciting. But that'll keep it out. With the snow coming in, I don't want floating snow to blow in there. If you've never been in here, if you're new here, and you guys know I'm into just about everything. I got underneath there is a Hatch 2-cylinder diesel. I was thinking about putting that on a wood splitter. This is another wood splitter that's like the big one down there. This is the wedge here. I don't remember how tall this is, but it's a little bit taller than I need, I guess. There's the push part. I got this apart. There's a 3-cylinder cat motor to run this thing. I need to get in here and get this going, but just don't seem to get around to it. What else is in here? Press that I use from time to time, metal cutting bandsaw. This is kind of my hydraulics section, and I have one of those there and one of those there. This is all different hydraulic fittings, valves, pumps, different little bit of everything up there. So that's the hydraulics section. A couple big pipe stands or stands. I don't know. You guess you can put anything else on there, and that's kind of what's back here. Just another mess. That's a big cylinder too. That cylinder there is, I think, 5.5 inch bore and a 3-inch, maybe 3 1/8 inch rod. It's a good size. And this one here's got the hydraulic keep the leg down also. And I have a jack stand on there, quick stand, or a little bar in there that stays in there so it doesn't go down. Here's a canopy if you need a canopy. Anyhow, that's what's going on in here. This is what we call Mr. Lifted. That does a lot of lifting of things. What else is in here? There's a chain fall if you need a chain fall. I don't think anybody uses those. There's a motor to an air compressor that's in the back that I need to get working on. I need to do some wiring on it. So anyhow, and I got a radio down here that I got to turn it on every time I come in, because I just turn juice off to everything right there. And that's it for down here. So I got this project here is done. We're going to close the door and call it a wrap on the inside. And this is a little building I made. I don't have, oh man, nothing in it at all. Don't have nothing in this thing at all. In the wintertime, the floor heaves a little bit. I don't have any foundation or anything under it. And that's just a piece of railroad or telephone pole underneath there. And in the wintertime, it heaves a little bit. And if you didn't know, there's a bunch of junk around here. Heath, you guys got to step up the game. Heath down at Hard Working Man, he's a good junk collector. I found something I need to probably send him. Here's just piles of extra stuff. You got one of those, Heath? Just extra stuff. That's all leftover steel. I keep kind of, as I'm moving steel back here after I use it and don't use it, or don't use it and have it. And that looks like a set of lawnmower blades. Looks like used not much. Good. Well, that's good. Take him down to Jeffrey, have him sharpen them. He's good at that. Anyhow, now on to my next project, which is I'm not sure what. Oh, put the snow blade on. That's what it is. All right, we'll be down to the snow blade in a little bit. I don't know whether you guys are going to be able to see this. One mouse trap gets hidden back in there, okay? It's got a chunk of an axle, or there's the axle. Here's a yoke out of a thing. Brake drum, all hidden. So it's a good place for a mouse to go in there. But if a mouse gets in there, the raccoons will get it. I don't know if you can see all the raccoon tracks here. This place is raccoon heaven. I'm gonna have to start putting a trap down here and getting rid of them. They just got to go. And down here, this one's tucked way back in there. They get this one every time. I don't know if you can see it in there. They get that one every time. And those two traps, there were quite a few traps that had the food eaten out of them, so I figured I'd get that while I'm still putting around. Minute update on mouse traps. I got to go up and get the ones at the sawmill reloaded. There's nothing in them. So we'll see you in a minute. Well, let me see if I can do that slick move like they all show on all the good channels show, but I think they have two cameras where they come in on this. And once again, you're trying to run two things with one thing, and there's nothing in here magnetic. And the angle on this is a lot different than the angle on the, what do you call it? I gotta go backwards now. The angle, the approach angle for that stuff is a lot different on this than it is the Bobcat. It's a little easier on the Bobcat. I don't think I got it there. No, but it moved over. And you gotta look over on that side. See, you can see down there I missed it on that side. Sometimes you can just turn it a little bit and it'll slide over. I don't want to, and I'm digging up the ground. So, I'm gonna put you on a tripod out there so you can see me mess it up front and center. And I'm beeping. All right, we'll be back after I get you on a tripod. Bye. All right, you're back, and you can see where I missed it. But like I said, the approach on this is not the same. It's better on the Bobcat. I'd go a little bit slower, but when this thing first starts up, it has its own speed control, so you don't have any control of it. It just goes to 1500 RPM. Then you just, well, these go down from inside, these are here. Speed come down. That's about it. Then we'll go inside. Well, I'll go in there. I think I can lock it. I'm not sure if I can lock it out from out here or not. Now I'm ready to plow snow. You guys can't see it. It's just starting. So I figured I better stop mousing around. So I'm gonna go up there, and if I bring it back, we'll be in the greenhouse up there. So this just go. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to go put petrol in this, diesel. So you guys are going back in my pocket, and we'll go back and load her up with fuel. Bye-bye. Well, I was going to go back and put diesel in this thing, but I'm not taking this thing through that mud obstacle course. If we get some snow and a little bit colder, I can get through there, but it's supposed to rain, and I got a quarter tank of fuel anyway, so we're going to go up and put this away through another mud obstacle course. There ain't nothing but mud around here right now, and if we get snow, and then on top of the snow, then we're supposed to get rain. I'm not looking forward to the next few days. That's why I'm trying to do the thing in the greenhouse. So that's an update. Bye. Well, here we are. The snow made it, and now we're going out to the boiler because I gotta get the tripod, and I'm coming down here kind of going fast for me, which is basically a snail's pace. Isn't it pretty out? Now we just need 2 feet of snow. That'd be great. I'm all right with that. Well, I got some switches, and I went through this and that on the switches and come up with this and come up with that. The reason I'm coming in here, I got to get the tripod. So I'll bring you back when we're going out to the greenhouse. All right, heading out to the greenhouse. You can see there's a thin layer of snow on top of the greenhouse. I don't know what I'm doing this for. I'm not going to bring anything out here and do any work. I'm too old for work and craziness. But actually, it's not too bad out here. Got the tripod. Wonder what the temperature is now. I got lights in here. Music most of the time, it sounds a little echoey in here. Most of the time the music is playing, but I don't have the music playing because all the copyright nonsense that they want to do. It gets darker in here with the snow though, doesn't it? I don't know if you can tell. What's it at? It's down to 48 degrees. I don't know. Maybe you'll be able to see that. I think it's 48. So I'm gonna put you on a tripod. I guess I can do that and show you what I got. Well, I guess I showed you kind of what's going on. This is the control wire from the greenhouse, as I recall. That looks like what it's hooked up to. So I'm going to cut it right about here. There's another control wire here that goes up to there. So I'm going to cut that. I'm going to hook this thermostat back up here. So I got a lot going on, and it's just kind of goofy, meaningless work. Here's the switch I came up with. It's in my pocket, way down deep. Let's see. Hard getting stuff out of pockets, especially this thing here, because it went in and opened up in my pocket. That's a wire stripper. If you've never seen it, it clamps the wire and then strips it. So I got to strip some wire, I think. Here's a baby wire cutter because I'm not dealing with any big stuff. Here's a switch that I was going to go. I'll put you on a tripod. And what tripod? Yeah, this is a good tripod. This is a switch I was going with, and I probably should have. The reason I was going to go with this because it's either on one way or it's on the other way. But then I didn't want to solder those on. So then I had to dig up another switch. This is why, one of the reasons that I was so long getting out, I got to find out what pocket this other switch is in. I got 50 million pockets here. I got this thing I made, but I don't have a box, and I ain't going wandering around looking for a box today. This is a switch that I've come up with, and they have, and most of the time these are brass, but these were steel and they were rusted a little bit, so I put some dielectric grease on there, and then I stole 3 of these out of another switch because it was only single pole. This is double pole, double throw, I think is what they call it. So it's got an off position in the center. I took the label off the other one too. So it's got an on, off, and on. So it'll be, you know, either the upper thermostat or lower thermostat is probably how I'll do it. That's what I'm going for, and it'll get. I drilled a hole in this so it'll kind of peek through like that with the sign on the other side. Then I got a couple screwdrivers in my pocket, so I can't get them out either. I got pockets inside of pockets. I got my monkey suit on, so I'm going to I guess turn you off and turn the radio on so I can listen to some music and enjoy it. And I'll hold you on for I'll make you suffer through this for a little bit. Probably won't be able to pull that back, and I probably want to cut it. I'll cut it up here someplace for now. I don't think it makes any difference. So now I have no thermostat there. All right, we'll bring this back here. That's not too bad. I might not need it that long. I'm not sure how long I'll do it. Oh, you know, I'll have to get a ladder too. Crap. Crapola. I forgot about that, because I can't reach that up there without a ladder. So I'm going to go get a ladder and do this kind of stuff. It's just little meaningless, time consuming. Basically, I'll put on the switch, if you've never seen it before, you put go into the motor here, or go into the, it's a RA86 switch, relay switch, and then this will be one thermostat and this will be the other thermostat. So that's kind of what's going on. We'll be back after I go get the ladder. That's all the way up in the top garage. Be back in a little bit. Thought you guys might find this interesting. I just came in here to see what was going on. I got a little bit of fire in the hole. See, it's only running, I can't even see that far anymore. 300, it's running about 330 degrees is my stack temperature. Okay, this is climbing. Okay, so we're at 180 there, and we're coming back. I don't know if you can see this back here at 132. I don't know if you can see that. So that's going through about over 100 feet of uninsulated ground. You got to remember, when I built this, there was no such thing as PEX and all that kind of stuff. I've replaced it with PEX, but back then there was not even insulated PEX. So it just kind of goes down and goes into the ground and comes back, and it's probably warming up in the greenhouse. But you can see, even drawing with 130 degree water coming back, okay, I'm still climbing on the temperature. I don't have but a little bit of wood in there. It's only half. It's not even half full. See, I just have that little pile of wood in there, that's good enough. Just thought you might find that interesting. We'll go out and see what the temperature is out there. I'm letting it warm up so I can work in there. We'll be back in a minute when I go back out to the. Here's a follow-up. I never made it out of here. The house came on. That's calling. That water's coming back at 120 degrees going into the boiler. The boiler, it finally came down. It came down 2 degrees. It was up to 182. So it's coming back. The temperature in there is coming back at 135 now, so the ground's starting to warm up a little bit around where that is. So, and this, once it does its loop, this pump does not run all the time. So the water that sits in the pipe in the ground in between firing up just has tendency to give up its heat a little bit. This is down to 118. That's pretty low, but I'm all right with that. As soon as that water starts getting back, it'll start going up pretty quick. And then I end up losing 15. I have 3 coils on this line here, and I lose about 15 degrees per coil. Now see, it's starting to come up, so it's made its loop. Just more interesting stuff, I guess, just stuff that I find interesting. We'll see you, bye. Well, it's almost up to 70. We started it at 44, I guess is where we were. This is a high-low thermometer. If you've never seen it, this sets temperatures like that. This little magnet just pulls the little whatever down in there. I keep track of a little bit of it in here. Used to have a clock here hanging on that spot, and a thermometer here, which is kind of neat. This is, I don't know what this one does. I got 2 thermostats up here for some reason. I don't know why. I don't even remember that. That must have been a thermostat for something else. I'm running on this one here right now. That one's got hardwired big time. Huh. I don't know what that is. Don't know what I got that for. This one sets the fan. Don't know why the screws are out of it. I don't know what I do half the time. Don't know where the screws are. But you guys know me. I always do everything halfway and that's done. That's an update, kind of. It's warm enough now that I'm going to go ahead and it's not too bad to work in here. Take my jacket off probably. I'm going to cut this and put, I don't know where the switch had already dropped off down there. I already got 2 wires on the switch for this thermostat here. So I just got to hook 4 wires up to this. Two that go to the relay and then 2 that go to the thermostat, and I should be done except for hooking it up on that. I don't have a I keep looking at what I'm doing and not looking where I'm putting the camera. I got to get a box, and I'm not wandering around. I got to get a box for this and put that on there, and instead of undoing all the wires, I might just cut a U out of the box. So anyhow, that's kind of an update. We'll bring you back a little bit. Bye bye now. Well, can you see in the little bit I was wiring that up, we lost 10 degrees. But it's all wired up. I'll take you for a look at it. I'll find a box and maybe finish it up. I never finish anything up. But that's the hoop-de-doo. And now you can hear the fan come back on. Now if I turn this to the off, it should shut off the pump. Then the pump will only run, that's what I call my dump zone. So it'll only run if the boiler gets too hot. It'll drop into here. You can see this place can always have heat. So now I'm gonna switch this to up there and see if that thermostat will kick in. So I'll play with that a little bit later. Do me a favor. That was today's project. We are still snowing outside, I think. Yeah, it's pretty outside. Anyway, I'm gonna turn the radio on and play out here a little bit longer, and don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the day. Probably nothing. I was going to come out here and sand boards in here, but the wife has taken over my workbench. She's turned it into her she shed kind of in here, playing with plants. But she's not out here playing a whole lot right now, so I might move this down. But this has a, well, here it's broke. This, I put a barrier around the front, and we used to fill this in with plastic. This one here, when we used to really be heavy into plants, now I just do it this way. And that one down there, we'd fill that in and we just water the plants from the bottom. This was, none of this other stuff was in here, but we stopped doing the garden stuff. So this is just kind of, I don't know what it is now. Another mess. So I'm going to do that. Go in and lay down like a frog. This was something I found in the, if you know what this is, I think it's a bearing retainer for some big piece of equipment. I found that in the field years and years and years and years ago. It's kind of neat, and just kind of made it a fancy flower pot holder, kind of repurposing junk, kind of like those pallets. So do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and what do you think? We'll see you. Bye bye now.